Spider-Man Brand New Day just dropped in theaters, and I just saw it, and boy, was it good. I love this Spider-Man movie. It's the most Spider-Man movie of all time. He's just swinging, and like, it's not crazy high stakes for a MCU movie, which I really loved. And like, I mean, just the first 30 minutes just put a big smile on my face.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
It felt so good to see Spider-Man just be Spider-Man. All the things he's been up to these past 4 years as Spider-Man being alone was so good to see. And I think it just feels different from the last three Spider-Man movies because he's grown up and he's kind of moved into a different stage of his life. And honestly, this is the best stage of Spider-Man when he's alone, broke, depressed. That's my favorite version of Spider-Man. So it's not a surprise to me that this movie just hit so well for me. I think one thing that really stuck out to me in the movie was the themes. I really liked the themes that were explored throughout the movie of needing a community around you and accepting change. I think they do a good job exploring them, and it really works for me just because of who Spider-Man is. Spider-Man, I mean, is a person who carries the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he wants to put others before himself, and that's a huge plus, but that's also a detriment because Peter needs people to rely on, and depending on himself, especially with what's going on with him throughout the movie, it's a real challenge for him, and it can be hard for him to kind of carry all this weight while going through all this emotional turmoil and trauma. I think they just explored these things really well, and him being able to accept how he's changed and grown up is really cool to see as well. I loved all the fight choreography also. It just looked so good, and it just felt so creative. I mean, every fight scene I was just so happy to see Peter just swinging, Spider-Man just swinging, and just like fighting, the Hulk, the Punisher, the villain. It was all just so good. And, Peter Parker felt like Peter Parker, and Spider-Man, he was quippy, he was funny, he really felt like Spider-Man. Alright, so I'm going to kind of get into spoilers here. So I really liked Frank and Peter's relationship in the movie. They come off like they've been friends for forever now, and they just bounce off each other so well. I mean, John Bernthal and Tom Holland do such a great job together. I mean, you just feel their friendship and their kind of love-hate relationship. I didn't think the Punisher was going to be as big of a role as he was throughout in the movie, but he was awesome, and I really enjoyed John Bernthal's performance. And I haven't seen like Punisher or him even in Daredevil, but I mean, just his performance in this movie, I'm gonna watch both of them because that is a must watch. That is a great casting choice, and whoever casted him at that did a great job, and he really sells that character for me. Another thing I really loved throughout the movie is Peter and MJ's relationship. I mean, Peter is longing for MJ and longing for community, and he teeters throughout the film on kind of revealing himself, but also keeping her safe. She eventually finds out kind of what happened, but she really doesn't know how it happened. But I think overall, like, the way they do it, and in the end, I mean, she finds out that he's Peter Parker, and she doesn't even know who Peter Parker is. And I loved that she didn't love him. She told him that she didn't love him because she didn't know him, and it just makes so much sense. She just met Peter Parker for the very first time, and Spider-Man saved her, but like, she doesn't have any connection to Peter anymore, and it's really, really well acted, and it's really sad. And they both give great performances in that scene. It really hits hard, but I just thought that was such a great and brilliant decision, especially when Sadie Sink as Jean Grey kind of was controlling her at first, and I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like, this is crazy.
I really like you too.
Sucker.
Now,
and it just messed with him. I thought that was so good. In the end, I did think he was going to die. I thought for sure he was dead. I may have liked the movie a little bit more if he died, honestly. I thought that would have been really cool to see, but he didn't, and overall, it still makes for a really good ending for the film. I really enjoyed the ending a lot with him and Jean Grey and him talking her down through Aunt May's back story scenes through his memory were just so good, because it's Peter now teaching Jean Grey all the lessons that Aunt May taught him, and it was just so cool to see that. And I really loved that. I thought that was such a good and powerful scene, honestly. Sadie Sink is just an amazing actress, and I thought that was really good. The Hulk fight was fun. I don't think there was anything too notable from that for me. I think, it was all cool and fun. I was a little worried at first. I thought they were just going to do Smart Hulk, but thank goodness they didn't. I'm so happy Rage Hulk was back. I just hate Smart Hulk, so get rid of him. Some negatives about the film. It does feel a little slow right before the end. So instead of like 3 acts, it almost felt like there was four separate acts of the film. And so I think it makes the pacing a little rough at times. It just bogs the film down a little bit from time to time, because I was like, oh, this is over. It's like the end. And then it kind of keeps going for probably another like 10 minutes that I think they could have cut something out. Obviously, no, I don't know if anything from the end, but maybe stuff before that. But I mean, I still really don't care, because it is just so fun to see the most Spider-Man movie of all time, in my opinion. And another thing that I really didn't love about the film, I mean, we all knew Sadie Sink was Jean Grey.
oh my God! Wow!
I mean, so the movie was a little predictable in that sense. And it kind of does some, not common tropes, but you can kind of predict what's going to happen. Obviously, the MJ saying, I didn't love you, she doesn't love him, wasn't predictable, but I do think there were like a few things, like Sadie Sink, Jean Grey, kind of the mind control thing kind of going on. That all kind of was predictable for me just based off the trailers, which, speaking of the trailers, I think they showed way too much in the trailers, honestly. I wish I didn't watch them, because it shows way too much in the movie, and I did not really enjoy that. I wish I kind of would have been more blind. So I would have been more surprised and shocked by stuff. But that's not that big of a deal, but I'll just have to not watch as many trailers next time. But overall, this is probably one of my favorite Spider-Man films of all time. It's a 9.5 out of 10 for me. I think some of the smaller issues kind of slow it down for me, but overall it's a good film. If I had to rank it among the Spider-Man films, it's definitely in the top 5. I'd probably put it at number 4 in my top 5. So if you want to see my rankings of all the Spider-Man films, I'm going to post a short about it, so go check that out. Let me know your guys' thoughts about the movie in the comments section below, and thank you for watching.